I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I would beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the 5th round. It's always your boy Stephen Moustaris. And man, UFC 281, I'm on a roll right now. I already talked about the disrespect that Israel Adesanya is getting from the UFC right now with all the promotion right now for fucking Alex Pereira. And then I talked about, I think this might be a fucking massacre, Zhang Weili against Carlos Esparza. And now this leads me into not the co-main, but basically the co-main, because we got 2 title fights, but it's pretty much the third feature fight of the night. The man, the myth, the legend, Dustin Poirier, as he takes on Michael fucking Chandler. Man, I don't even know where to start with this fight. I will say, I'm starting to get rumblings right now of this fight that this could be loser leaves town type match. Like, clearly, though, they're both are very high marketed. They're both going to always get views no matter what. We've seen both of them lose, and they still somehow come out and get the job done the next fight. And, you know, they're going to always be high level. Dustin Poirier, especially after McGregor fights. Michael Chandler after his finishes so far in his fights. Like, they're gonna fucking get love, but I think this is for sure. This fight, for whoever loses this fight, they're kissing their title aspirations out the window. Like, and I know there's a new guy in town, and I know both of them lost to Charles, but like, Islam Makhachev is no hoe, and I truly think they both. I don't know. I think Michael Chandler might be able to like fucking rock Islam, and I think Dustin might be able to roll with Islam a little bit. But I both think they just, at the end of the day, I think they both get taken down and finished. So I don't know if either of them are a good matchup for Islam, but I do think that they're both older. They've been fighting forever. Dustin's already made his money. Michael Chandler's already pretty happy with his life. The only thing I think he is a little hungrier right now than Dustin. But with that same thing being said, both these guys don't like each other. Dustin Poirier's been undermining Michael Chandler ever since he got to the UFC. This should have been the first fight that Michael Chandler had in the UFC, but Dustin's like, fuck no, he's not getting my love. He's not getting my name. He's not getting my love, my number, whatever. He's not getting shit. So that's why he fought Dan Hooker, who is on to UFC 281, by the way, which I'm excited to see fight. But, you know, clearly Michael Chandler takes out a Dustin Hooker. That's funny, but a Dan Hooker early, unlike we've ever seen. So then, you know, Michael Chandler goes on his little run, loses Charles Oliveira, even though he looked like he was about to beat him and be the champion. Loses that fight, goes on, you know, gives the fucking one of the best performances ever against Gaethje. I know he loses it technically, but I don't think either of them lost that night. And then just the absolute starching in the final nail in the coffin for Tony Ferguson. And it's like Dustin now all of a sudden's like, oh, well, Michael Chandler is up there, and since Conor's out and Nate's gone, like, I don't have really a fight now, so let me call the number one guy out. So, man, it's bad blood. That's all I'm saying. It's bad blood right now between the two. You can tell they really genuinely don't like each other. Although this is totally one of those fights after they both hit each other a couple times. At the end of the fight, they're both going to be hugging each other and saying they respect each other, and it was all love, which is true. That's why I love this sport so much. But I'm excited for this fight, and it's sad to say, though, I think that this is loser leaves town for sure, like, or leaves the title hopes back in the past. Like, this is your time's gone, because I have a really hard time seeing whoever loses this fight having that argument to get back, especially, no offense to Dustin Poirier, but my boy has had so many chances at a title fight, and well, I guess 2 technically, but he lost to Habib and then get submitted by Charles Oliveira. It's like, and I don't know, it's just sad. You kind of seen Dustin quit in that fight, which he will definitely not quit against Michael Chandler, because he's not going to be in certain positions to get dominated like he was against Charles. But it's going to be a striking battle, I think, for sure. I don't see either one of these guys taking this thing to the ground unless they get rocked, which I mean clearly. But by that time, you already lost a stand-up war that is probably the end's probably going to be near. So I don't know who I have right now. I have a hard time seeing either of them getting starched by one or the other. I think this is one of those grueling Eddie Alvarez Gaethje fights, or Eddie Alvarez Dustin Poirier fights, or Eddie Alvarez Chandler fight. It's crazy how similar these two fighters are, really, at the end of the day. Like, I know they both talk shit to each other, and Chandler actually has been pretty vocal about how much he respects Dustin, but Dustin's always out here giving this guy no fucking credit. He's almost kind of like, treating him like a freshman. Or what did Kamaru used to say? He's JV, baby. I'm varsity, he's JV. That's what they used to say. So I think that's kind of what he's trying to do. And I don't know, it's tough. Like I said, I really think Michael Chandler's a little hungrier when it comes to title aspirations, because I think Dustin's made his money and he's kind of he knows what he should, like, because he's technically an interim champion when he beat Max Holloway, but I know he doesn't consider it a championship win. But he's made his money with the Conor fights. He's made his money, like, he's happy with his family. He's kind of like a living legend in Louisiana. He might be Mr. Louisiana. So I don't know. I feel like he's just a little more set, man. I feel like he's a little more accomplished in his book, in his own eyes. And I think Michael Chandler thinks he still has that title to get, for him to be able to sleep at night. So I don't know. But then again, I just don't know how this is. I think Dustin might get this done later. I think Dustin's a very, very durable fighter. I could see it just being one of them fights where he gets hurt. He hurts Chandler. I think a lot like the Gaethje fight, but I think in that third round, I think we see I think we see a patent, like a Muay Thai clinch from Dustin where he gets him tired, kind of like that knee that he was hitting Gaethje with. I think he hits him with a knee or something, kind of rocks him, and then the ref calls it. I think that's where I'm leaning, but I'm really excited for this fucking fight. It's going to be nothing but fucking fireworks, but if this is loser leaves town, man, shouts out to both these guys. I hope they leave it in there. I hope it's a fucking good fight. I hope we just see both of them give the best performance they possibly can, and I mean, we'll all be happy. This is one of those ones that might steal the show, for real. If there wasn't so much history between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya, I think this fight would be probably a very strong chance of stealing fight of the night. But that headliner's got too much on it right now that I don't think it might stand a chance, but it will get a performance of the night. Calling it now. So they're both they're just walking bonuses. But this has been the 5th round. As always, your boy Stephen Moustaris, and let's go.